Congratulations, you're a new boat owner. Or maybe you've owned a boat for many years. Either way, we get these questions every single year. Do I need boat insurance? How much does boat insurance cost? How much do I need? And do I need to carry it all year round? And these are the questions that we're going to answer in today's video. No matter what you bought your boat for, what you use it for, whether it's fishing with friends, cruising with the family, no two boats are going to be used exactly the same, and not every boat insurance policy is going to be exactly the same. And now, while boat insurance can be fairly inexpensive, if you don't know what's built into your policy, you could be caught off guard in the event there is a claim. Let's start with the basic coverage that's built into a boat insurance policy. Very similar to your auto insurance policy, you have liability coverage and you have physical damage coverage. Liability coverage is what's going to protect you in the event you cause some bodily injury or property damage to somebody else. Physical damage coverage is going to cover your boat in the event you damage it. Hitting a rock underwater, hitting another boat, the damage to your hull itself. Very important that you want to make sure that you have enough liability protection to help protect you in the event you have a major accident. It seems like every year in our local town there is one boating accident where we see or hear about some injuries. You want to make sure that you have starting at least $300,000 in liability protection, because outside of making sure you have enough coverage there, $300,000 is what's required if you carry a personal umbrella as well. As for the physical damage coverage for your boat, this gives you a little more leeway to choose based on your specific boat. You can pick the value of your boat. Obviously, it does need to go in line with the actual amount that that boat is worth or what you paid for it. And you can choose how you want that physical damage to be paid out. Here's where things get a little tricky. There's two ways physical damage can get paid out. One being on an actual cash value basis, the other on an agreed value basis. Now, an actual cash value basis is just going to be like your car is, on how your car is paid out in the event of a claim. An insurance company is going to look at the time of a loss, what the value of that boat is, and that's the max they will pay you, no matter what limit you carry on your insurance policy. So if you buy a boat for $50,000 brand new, you insure it for $50,000 on an actual cash value basis, and in 5 years you get in an accident and damage your boat. They're going to look and see what the value of the boat is at the time of loss. Maybe it's $32,000, and that's what they're going to pay you, even though your limit on your policy is $50,000. The other way that you can insure the boat is on an agreed value basis. An agreed value basis policy is more expensive, but at that same example, you would get up to the $50,000 limit, because that is the agreed upon amount the insurance company will pay you in the event there is a loss. It's much more likely you're going to be able to replace the boat at that $50,000 limit or very close to it, versus getting only $32,000 on an actual cash value basis. Now, not every boat insurance company that will write watercrafts will allow everybody to choose between the actual cash value and the agreed value basis. A lot of factors go into play when looking at boats. Whether it's the age of the boat, the size of the boat, the total horsepower and max speed, number of years boating experience. There's a lot of factors built in, and they will all come into play in the event you can choose which type of policy you want to have. A big factor on that agreed value basis has to do with the age and how old the boat is versus the value that you want to choose from it. Now, outside of not knowing whether you have an actual cash value or an agreed value basis, there's a few other coverages that not all boat insurance policies will automatically have. These different coverages can cause major gaps and leave you out to dry in the event you don't have the claim. One could be a mechanical breakdown coverage. So if something happens to the internal part of your motor, you may not have any coverage. Other gaps could be similar to wreck removal, salvage coverage. These are going to allow boats to get towed, rescued, saved, or taken up from underneath the water in the event you have an accident and you need to get the boat towed or rescued. These coverages are not automatically built in. Sometimes they have to be added separately. A few other things you need to look for is fishing equipment. There is a lot of very nice, expensive fishing boats, and most likely you keep your fishing equipment saved or stored there, or it's going to be there when you're out in the water. And if something happens, you may not have that extra coverage built into your boat insurance policy. Now, as I mentioned, boat insurance policy can be very inexpensive. You can have full coverage policies that cost as little as $175 a year, up to anywhere between $500, depending on the type of boat you have. High performance boats will generally cost more, so be cautious on that. One of the other big things is, because the premiums are so small compared, it's important to keep the boat insurance policy active all year round for a few reasons. One, just because it's not in the water does not mean you have no risk. Anytime you store the boat, your boat still needs to be covered. If you have physical damage on your watercraft, if you store it at the marina, if you store it at somebody's third-party shed, or if you take it home and store it at your house, if something happens to it while it's parked, stored, parked in a garage, you're not going to have any coverage if you don't keep your boat insurance policy. So for the small annual cost and the less of a hassle to get a new boat policy in the following year, it's important to keep that coverage all year round. I hope this helped answer a few questions regarding boat insurance, whether you need it, how much it might cost, and some of the different coverages that are built into a policy. If you own a boat, if you don't understand what's built into your current policy, or you want to review to make sure that you have everything you need, feel free to reach out to me or the team here at Crowley Insurance, and we would be happy to give you some options and explain what you have and what you need for your specific boat. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.